microphone. Yep, you have to check my intro out. This is my intro. My intro. It's 12:43 on the 18th of May, 2023. Um, shit is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, and I've so much on the agenda. Just that the power was gonna go over too. So yeah, I've decided to do this at a very late stage. I don't know what happened the other day. This thing just didn't really record for shit. It's working perfectly now. No encode overload. So yeah, let me get this. Let me get this in. Um, no, it's been a crazy week so far. But on the upside, I'm fucking over the moon, ecstatic over um, the positive trend that things are taking on the work front. Um, just I don't have a fucking. Where's my brush? You I actually need to control my phone, but anyway. Um, and it's been late at night. Fucking this thing's working so brilliant. I don't really want to fuck this up anyway. As I was saying, microphone check. What is this? This is me at this hour. It's 15 minutes before 1. Um, but yeah, I've got a lot of flack about not having any content, you know. The problem is not the content. The problem is people don't really want to hear the truth about certain matters. And, because freedom of speech is there, but you're not really free to speak on matters as freely as you would think you could. That being said, though, I've taken to my status and I've typed a lot of shit. But I just needed to share some shit with you. Not some shit, but really share with you the intricacies of my mind. I, I there's this trend with the majority, and I have to include myself because I can't exclude myself from the equation, but I at least see the dangers at hand. But we've over the years, as technology has, and I've said this before, have evolved. It's just a way of getting our attention off current affairs or what is going on currently. And with us in South Africa, we have this whole fucking vibe of load shedding as well. Our power gets cut. We pay for the power, but it gets cut. We are rationed on our power. Got home this evening. Load shedding was over. Still wasn't any power. Hardly used any power. I hardly had any access to my power. However, I ran out of power. Believe that? Can you believe that shit? Like you ran out of power that you never had. That you never got to use it. Before load shedding, I'm using more power now during load shedding than I used before load shedding. But and the utility doesn't want to admit that they're robbing us blind because if I'm using more power, then how much power do you actually save cutting off the electricity? You know what I'm saying? Because contrary to popular belief, your home, just because it's not a smart ecosystem that you can log into an app to tell you that your fridge is running optimally, your geysers are running optimally, or whatever the case may be. Your house is an ecosystem nonetheless. Was always has been the mechanics of your geyser heating up your water. Same with your fridge, keeping your shit cold. These things are not meant to be put on and off. Same with your TV, whatever going to standby mode. That wasn't designed to go on and off constantly on the mains. So that's why your PC boards gets fucked up and whatever, and you are constantly having to make these purchases recurringly. So I think everybody has a piece on the pie in the pie, and But that's COVID off. But it's because as a society we're not seeing how we are obligated to actually put our foot down and say, you know what, fuck y'all no more. We're not gonna take this anymore. We're paying for the shit. Y'all have to step up your service delivery. We cannot be without power for an hour or 2 hours at any given time. So fuck you, we're paying you for the shit. Those with illegal connections, cut them off. Police this much more vigorously. Um, but yeah, we can't have the paying. And here's the fucked part: the paying part of society, they get cut off. The fucking illegal connected motherfuckers, they don't, because they had the risk of getting electrocution or whatever the case may be, because they're going to try to add more connections and more parts to the muffin basket. That ain't now. That is that. Look, it's cold to say, but that ain't our fault. That ain't the paying part of society's fault. So why are we not exempt from this load shedding shit? Why not just cut those fuckers off and let it be? I mean, I I know I sound cruel, but you can't be, let's chase this paper on the one end, but then okay, but let's leave those that's not chasing paper on the other end, because they chasing paper too. Hell, they're saving on electricity and they have electricity 24/7. Where we paying fucking all society, we don't. That's just fucking the long and the short thereof. There's no fucking two ways about it. But we really need to fucking put our foot down where service delivery is concerned, because because respect, and I always fucking need to respect is the number one fucking value that we need to stay clutching to, because without respect in any aspect, like businesses don't have respect for whatever you spend with them for the service delivery, because they service delivery sucks. They don't give a fuck. First world countries, they don't take that shit. And I've worked for few, worked in the US market, I've worked in the British market, I've worked in the Australian market. They don't take that shit. The ombudsman is actually doing the fucking job that he's supposed to do. The Consumer Protection Act in those countries actually do what the fuck they're supposed to do. They fucking protect the consumer against being exploited by these fucking companies. They're making a profit. They offering a service, and this service needs to be offered with fucking the promise, guaranteed, or whatever promises they made. No two ways about it. That's just how it is. But we accept the loss, and we just get robbed that way. So everybody's robbing everybody. So why are we upset with a thug in the street that's gun pointing us, taking your money out of your pocket? When basically you're getting held ransom by fucking corporate South Africa. That being said, though, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, I just want to take you back to my just to show off, bit of a commercial. And I'm back from my commercial break. Anyway, as I was saying before I sort of interrupted, getting back economically as well, our pockets are being emptied. We being fucked over. On my status on my WhatsApp, I was ranting about how I just gave it some thought, and I give these type of things a random thought every fucking day. But think about it. My grandpa, my grandfather in 1960 bought a house down the road here, and he rented it from the council at the time, and then they got the opportunity to buy these houses, and he paid about 2,000 to 5,000 for the house in 1960. He must probably work for 1,000 a year, which equates to about 90 odd rand per month. But on 25 rand per week, um, that was enough to get by in 19 fucking 60 because he could raise fucking 12 children with 25 rand per week. And pay for the house and get to work and all that type of shit. Feed these 12 motherfuckers, 14, including him and his wife. And yeah, we got to the 80s, 90s when I was born. My mom's, she was earning about 4,500 a month. I came across some of her old, because she was everything. Came across a file with some of her old pay slips in there, and she was a social worker. So she worked for the government, and she was paying about 4 or 5. And her bond repayment, or I came across documents that of her purchasing our house, which was down the road from my grandpa, them paying 6,000 for their house in 1960, and my mom then paid 120,000 for a bit bigger of a house. Was for us, but cost about 120,000, which was about what 30 years later. Yeah, 30, 34 years, 35 years later. Now 25 years to 27, 28 years after that, today has went up exponentially. That same houses, the house that my grandpa paid, what, 7,000 for 60 years ago, in today's day and age, is valued at 1.2 million. Same with the house that my mom bought for 120,000. Now, here's my thing. Fuck inflation and all that shit, because what is being inflated here? A balloon, nigga? Here's my thing. Why the fuck am I gonna pay a 1.2 million rand for a building that's been standing there for 60 years, dilapidating and degrading, because the integrity of the structure is fucked, right? I don't know how long a cement brick is supposed to be made to last, but I'm saying for 60 years, that nigga is gonna fucking fall apart. But even the plot on its own, if there was no fucking house, is it worth, it was probably gonna be 700,000, give or take, or 500,000. It's still fucking exponentially more than what he paid for the whole fucking house with 3 bedrooms and a roof, water and every fucking thing for 7,000. So why would I pay fucking 1.2 million rand for that 60-year-old motherfucker that's copper pipes? It's just structurally fucked. How do I know this? Because I've seen buildings that's of the same age being demolished in fucking town because of it being dilapidated. So structurally, the integrity is fucked. Same with the house that my mom bought for 120,000. So for this building that's been getting old and this land has been fucking misused already, I'm gonna pay fucking now. 30 years later, my grandpa got paid like 25 rand per month, or 25 rand a week, 100 rand a month, whatever. My mom got paid 4 or 5. 25 years later, they still paying people starting salaries, and that was they starting people off at 5,000, 6,000 rand per month. If they had to buy that 1.2 million rand house today, they wouldn't even be able to afford the fucking bond repayment on there. This fucking inflation rate is just on fucking paper. You don't have that money, or that house is not. That's just on paper. There's just documents that say drafted up by lawyers, and they now obviously have the whoever. But inflation, the bank says the repo rate and all that kind of cuck. What cuck is this? They built that house in 1960. They paid 500 rand to 2,000. Let's say they paid 7,000. No, fuck, that's what they bought the house for. 1,000 rand maybe. Not even a fucking 1,000 rand. Say 500 rand to build the whole fucking house. From the fucking foundation up, roof, every fucking thing. And the structural intake, and I would say the building material was way more fucking durable at that point in time. That's why it's still standing, but I'm saying they paid 1,000 rand for that. That same 1,000 rand they pay, that 1,000 rand is fucking still 1,000 rand. Let me pay you 1,000 rand back that you paid to build this motherfucker here initially and give me the fucking house. You understand what I'm saying? Um, I don't give a fuck about the repo and I don't give a fuck about inflating nothing. That house cost 1,000 rand to build it. To put that there 60 years ago. You used it. So it's supposed to fucking depreciate. Because you used it, it's not brand fucking new. It's not new paint on it. It's not new bricks laid. But I'm still gonna give you 1,000 back that you pay. So you're breaking even. In a nutshell. You're getting 1,000 back. What the fuck must I give you 1.2 million for? You understand what I'm saying? For what? If you, so you, what you're saying to me, if I put 1,000 rand in a bank account in 1960, I would have 1.2 million rand today. That's what you're saying to me, in a nutshell. Is that so? Because then I would say, grandpa, mom, whoever, why didn't you put 1,000 rand away in 1960, grandpa, in a bank account or some account of your fucking, if you put the 5 rand away for a year or a poor month, in 10 months you would have put away 50 rand for me. So in 100 months you would have put away 500 rand. So 200 months, which is about 10 years, you would have put away 1,000 rand for me, which by 1970 would have been 1,000. If my mom added onto that, I would have had 1.2 million to buy a fucking house today. Just if you left 1,000 in the bank account at that point in time, left it there, and it inflated and repoed and all that cuck, would that have been $1 million today? No, wouldn't have been $1 million today. They took in cuck. So how come my 1,000 wouldn't have, my grandpa's 1,000 wouldn't become $1 million, 1.2 million for me today? But this fucking bricks, dead bricks, is gonna become a fucking $1 million. My 1,000 was laying there at your fucking your bank, and you were using it to borrow to people and do whatever the fucking investment money offshore, all this type of shit. So maybe it made $1 million for you in return, but you wouldn't have given me that fucking 1.2 million. There's no inflation on that shit. There's no repo on that cuck. But there's dead bricks over here. That they repoed and inflated that cuck to a motherfucker. Bricks that has gone through the elements of wind, water, fire, or not fire, but earth, wind, water, whatever the fuck. Erosion of some sort through bricks made out of sand, water, and some other element. You understand what I'm saying? You see, you feel me? I'm going with this. So, seeing the downward spiral of the economy, if my grandpa put away 1,000 rand by 1970 for that 10 years, my mom put away 1,000 rand. The way the repo rate is going, if they together put away 2,500, then I would have had like 3 million today saved in an account somewhere. And I would have repoed and inflated that shit today. That's what they're trying to say. Well, that's how I understand it. Maybe I'm understanding cuck. But a pilot did bricks. That shit is going up. They pay. They 1,000 and they invested. That's what I'm saying. If they took 1,000 out of their pocket or 2,000 out of their pocket, got some more land and put more dead bricks together, they would have fucking been millionaires today. Sold that pile of dead bricks to some fucking body that needs a roof over their head. 3,000 just from the 3 million, fucking 5 million rand today for that pile of dead bricks. How come nobody was so smart to realize that we gotta have this dead bricks? We're gonna have to put this bricks together, make some sort of shelter, because that is gonna be worth millions 50 years from now. Because this money on its own, nah. The only thing this money can buy to become millions is putting all the dead bricks and shit together for someone to live in. You see what I'm saying? But I can't just leave it there and not let it do anything just there. There's no one's going to inflate fuck all or repo fuck all on that. You might have had maybe 100,000 then, saving 1,000 then from 1960 to today, but you wouldn't have had 1.2 million. You feel me? On it, eroded brick and whatever. Let's say you buy the house up 3 years from now, wind blows, Spectre comes, nope, needs to be demolished, start over, rebuild. Your bricks is expired. Now what? You see where I'm going with this? But hey, who's watching? Getting back to fucking 94, my mom's could afford to buy a house on her own. Or if you worked and you had earned a salary of like 4,000, bam, you bought a house, 800 per month. And respectively, every year you had an annual increase. I remember I started working in 2005. If you just broke even every year, you get a percentage of increase. They were transparent with the company's earnings, what profits and losses the company incurred. They shared the budget with you, and they allocated a certain budget for salaries, whatever per team, whatever the case may be. So whatever the budget is, if we come below the budget, I couldn't get super bonus anymore because they made out with that, which was whatever is left of the budget at the end of the financial year would be divided amongst everybody. Obviously, at a scale because you had a post grade from 1 to 12. So every post grade had a percentage that they would get from whatever savings, or if we came, the budget was a million, we only used 500,000. 500,000 gets split amongst the team, right? Now they're not so fucking. Every time the company says, well, we're going to give you an increase because the company wasn't profitable this year. But we signed up so much more new business. You're in the news everywhere, fucking doing a lot of philanthropy work, but you can't look after your employees by giving them increases and shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm again, this is a general consensus. This is not just it is not at my job or whatever. I'm just saying, fuck, the power's gonna go in 55 minutes. I need to fucking get down in the bathroom. And I need to charge my phone because the power's gonna go off till 5 and I need to go to work in the morning. But I want to close off with, yeah, we need somewhere, somehow, someone has to fucking come to the point and say, look, we've been fucking over these youngsters, whatever. The repo rate, we've been fucking adding interest, shit is becoming expensive. Because bread when I was going up was like 50 cents to 20 rand today. So we have to times that by 4 at least. Because it's 400 times more, costing 400 times more. So if we say times 400, if we got paid 1,000 and then we're gonna have to get paid 400,000 now, but I'm not saying that much. At least 4 times what you're getting now. So if minimum wage is fucking 20,000 at least. For some you survive, some you know what I'm saying. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I wanted to get to Tabo based on the topic, but I can't because I was gonna go off, and I still want to do sort of upload the shit. So I'm gonna say peace out. I love y'all. Stay in school. Stay hard at work, and remember, your time is now. We need to come up. We need to speak up for ourselves, and we need to stick together and love one another. Start loving one another again because we stopped loving one another. I don't know when the world ran out of love. With COVID, people dying so often, people minimize the fucking quality of life, and we've lost the ability to love one another in families, in neighbors, friends, whatever. And when someone dies, we don't even shed a tear no more. But we need to get back to loving one another from the heart and giving a fuck about one another and speaking up for one another and stand together for a cause. Because of our division, that is why the enemy can attack from any angle because there's no one that has your back, there's no one that has your side, there's no one for you to focus on what's ahead of you. You see what I'm saying? So we need to get back to that because that's how it's been all the years. No one man has conquered the fucking world. You know, no one man has raised a brilliant child. No one woman has raised a brilliant child. No, no one individual has gotten to greatness on their own. No one. Not even Jesus. Jesus had 12 disciples, even though some of them stabbed in the back. But at the end of the day, even Jesus had to have camaraderie or some sort of support system or some sort of, foundation or team behind him in order to execute his work. So that being said, we need to get back to loving one another as brothers and sisters. Fuck color, fuck age, fuck race. Let's agree on one thing, and let's make that thing work. We already agreed that the country is fucked, so how are we going to start rebuilding this country? What I'm going down to is the bricks that we laid, apartheid and all that type of shit, has deteriorated. And the bricks that was laid for us by our leaders that came to change that regime in 94 has been laid but has been eroded. And we are being inflated. There's inflation and we're just losing because we're still fixated on the same thing. And we're still oppressing ourselves when we have to set ourselves free. So we need to have government decide that we need to move into a new era and we need to economically look after ourselves and everybody as a community, as a country, and start opening the doors and opening opportunities to a better life for ourselves and our children, our children's children, if this country is to survive going forward. So put this social media and all that type of shit down and clear your head and think for yourself for a moment about what's your surroundings, the sky, whatever the fuck. Breathe and smell what the fuck it smells like. Register that, just that shit. And you'll find out that you've been enslaved by the master. You've been enslaved by the master. Motherfucking master. But anyway, I'm out. I need to shower. Do all the shit. Peace. Oh yeah. One more. My outro situation. Peace.